What's up, YouTube? This is episode 6 of the Super Deformed Gamescast, where every week we sit down and we talk about all the nerdy, video gamey bullshit that's happened during the week, and whatever else we want, but mostly video games. And Brian is not with us today because it's his birthday, and he's having dinner with his family. They're more important than we are, apparently, which I can't fucking fathom, but happy birthday, Brian. If you're not here this Saturday, though, you are fired. You're done. Gabriel is filling in for you nicely. So
important to note, this is actually episode 3 in America.
This is
I understood that reference.
I like it, dude. I like it. I wish I could pull up one of those Captain America I understood that reference memes. That's fucking awesome.
Until we get to episode 7, and then we'll decide to start going with the regular naming scheme.
But I guarantee you, episode 13 will be the worst.
Arguably.
That's arguable. And it'll probably have 2 sequels.
It's the sequel to episode 13 that's really going to hurt.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes total sense. So what's going on this week, guys?
Episode 13, too, is really going to be a shit show, let me tell you.
Episode 13.
I think we should skip that and just go straight to 14.
I agree. But you know what? Episode 14 is going to be a massively multiplayer or massively multi-guest podcast.
75-person free-for-all.
Everybody's going to be in. Everybody's going to be in here, and it's going to be kind of like a raid. Only we're all going to try to talk over Steve.
And then we'll redo it a year later.
We'll redo it a year later when the expansion comes out. So, while it's fresh in my mind, there's something I wanted to ask you guys. Has anybody heard about this No Man's Sky rumor that's going around?
That it's going to come out in like a week or 2?
So, all right. So here's what's going on for anybody who doesn't know. There's a Twitter user named Tidux. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a supposed insider, and he's leaked stuff in the past.
He's a bullshit artist.
A few days ago, he said, "Okay, hey guys."
Not the most reliable insider.
What's that?
Not the most reliable insider, but
No, he's not. He's not. But I mean, he's had things. He's had things that have panned out in the past.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says, back on October 3rd, I totally missed this. He says, "Hey, it looks like we're going to get a release date and a price during the Paris Games Week for No Man's Sky." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Whatever. We'll see if it happens." But a Twitter user has reported in the UK has reported that the shipping date for his copy of No Man's Sky has become October 27th. Which is the day of the conference, and that's also the day that Halo is supposed to come out.
So much bullshit.
What's that?
It's so much bullshit. I can't believe a bit of it.
So, and that comes to my question: is what do we make of this? Is Hello Games preparing a shock release of No Man's Sky?
I don't believe it.
You don't think so?
Not a chance.
not like they're going to come out and say, "Hey, No Man's Sky is available now." No.
It'll be the second Saturn of video game releases.
Well, I mean, shit like this has happened in the past, like albeit with little indie games like Entwined and shit. I'm with you guys. I don't really believe it. I really desperately want to.
They did do that with Entwined, and nobody gave a shit.
And nobody gave a shit because one, it was Entwined, and
I didn't even know that game existed until PS4 told me to download it for free.
Yeah, exactly. And I still didn't. So
no, I still didn't either. Fuck that. I don't care.
But
I haven't heard anything good about it. So anyway.
Well, somebody had mentioned, but what if they do it to compete with Halo? And I was like, No Man's Sky is not going to compete with Halo. It's just one. It's not even on the.
That's not how video games work. That's not how.
Yeah.
Two different markets.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I completely agree. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but I at least wanted to mention it because the only thing that made me pause was the changing of the shipping date on that guy's Amazon account, which I thought was pretty interesting.
What did it change to?
It changed to October 27th.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows? Because Amazon usually uses those placeholder dates. Like December 31st,
Exactly.
2015.
Sure.
Yeah, which is what like Final Fantasy 15 says right now or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it said for years.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something to think about.
We'll find out
what else?
eventually.
What's that?
We'll find out eventually.
We will. And if anybody here hasn't picked up the Uncharted collection, I strongly recommend, in the most absolute terms, that you go grab it, because man,
I'm almost done with Uncharted 2. I've been plowing through it here and there. I beat Uncharted 1 in one day. Like I bought it on Friday, or I went to Walmart early in the morning, picked it up, and then came home and played all day. I mean, it took me about, I think, 9 hours. It wasn't my first time playing the game, but I haven't played it since it came out, so I forgot everything.
I'm stuck
I'm going
on
through and
beta.
getting as many trophies as I can. I finished Uncharted 1. I'm a few chapters into Uncharted 2.
I got half the trophies for Uncharted 1 on my first playthrough.
Yeah, I about got that. I used a walkthrough and went through and got all the collectibles, because I at least wanted those trophies.
I'll do that later. I hate getting collectibles.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I really don't like it at all. Never have.
The only reason I'm doing it is because I've already played through the games, and now I just want the trophies. So
I played through Uncharted 1 before trophies were even a thing.
So did I. And I'll tell you what, what this collection has done for me is really, really emphasize the huge leap between Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. I mean, it's jarring.
In every aspect, yeah.
It is absolutely jarring how greatly the series evolved in between those two games.
I see so many people, like when a topic comes up of like greatest jump from a sequel or greatest jump from a first game to a sequel, people, Assassin's Creed 2 is one that gets brought up, maybe like the most commonly. But I feel like Uncharted 2 just blasts Uncharted 1 out of the water in a way that Assassin's Creed 2 does not to the first game.
No, it absolutely does, and I found myself playing through Uncharted 1. I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I found myself playing through it as quickly as possible just so I could get to Uncharted 2.
There's so much combat in it. Like I got the trophy for 250 headshots halfway through Uncharted 1.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing. Well,
Whereas,
the thing about
in Uncharted 2, I didn't get it until 3/4 of the way through.
The thing about Uncharted 1.
I got it in like chapter 19.
No, here's the thing that pisses me off about Uncharted 1. It always has, and it has from the very first day I played it back in 2007 in Afghanistan, is that are those pirates wearing Kevlar that I don't know about?
At the end of the game, they are, yeah.
Well, but I mean, at the beginning, holy shit, these guys are fucking bullet sponges.
I feel it's a distance thing. I feel like they overcompensated the damage reduction for firing at distanced enemies. Because like if you're firing an AK-47 at like a medium to long range enemy, you could just pop shots all day. He'll take like he'll take like 10 of them. He'll take like 10 body shots from a distance. I just feel like that was like a poor balance.
Yeah, but I mean,
at medium to close range, they go down in a more reasonable amount of shots.
No, yeah, I agree with that. It's for me, it's more of an irritant. I don't know. That was just me trying to get through Uncharted 1 as quickly as I fucking could.
The pistol does more damage than the AK-47.
The pistol is the best weapon in the game. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, little shitty 9mm does more damage than a 7.62.
Well, it's easier to aim too.
Yeah, it is. I really do not like the aiming reticle for Uncharted. It's so imprecise. Like, I mean, even if like you're pretty damn, like 10 feet away from somebody and you line up their head in the reticle, like you still can't tell if it's like a guaranteed headshot or not.
It's hard to go back to after playing The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly. Like in The Last of Us, once you upgrade your weapon sway, I mean, you can just nail headshots left and right.
I once heard somebody say, "Oh man, the shooting mechanics in The Last of Us are so unrealistic and so shitty," and I just kind of pulled a double take. I was like,
it doesn't. Yeah, it really does not get much better than The Last of Us when it comes to shooting mechanics.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What I'm impressed by from Uncharted 4, if you look at that, it really looks like they're jumping up the gunplay in Uncharted 4 in a big way.
Speaking of Uncharted 4, when does the beta start?
December, I believe.
Is it December?
Yeah, there's actually on the insert from the case, it said where it gives you the code. It had a.
Oh shit, that's in there. I almost forgot about that, dude.
Yeah, let me grab my case and see what it said. Valid from December 4th to December 13th. So there you go.
Awesome. I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah,
Everything about Uncharted 4 is just...
A week and a half multiplayer beta is pretty fucking substantial.
That's not bad. That's
Yeah.
not, actually, you know what? Speaking of multiplayer betas, who here has played Battlefront?
I did. I checked it out.
A little
Hey,
bit.
what about you, man?
Gabe?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I think
Oh, there you are. Okay.
So we all played Battlefront.
Yep, we all played Battlefront. Steve has an accomplishment to share in regards to Battlefront. I know he's aching to, so why don't you go ahead and share it, Steve?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
No. I want you to talk about what you did today.
I sent John a screenshot of a 68-0 match that I had.
What?
Yeah, 68. I went 68-0 on
Oh,
the last map.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, son.
Motherfucker had 68 kills and he didn't die once.
On which mode? The Walker Assault?
Walker Assault. Yeah, as you can imagine, a lot of AT-AT, a lot of sniping, a lot of turrets.
Yeah.
I just want to know how you fucking did that.
You should know. You should run around later on today before it runs out on us.
Well, it's actually been extended through tomorrow.
I deleted it. I deleted it after a couple hours. I mean, there's only 2 modes, 1 map. I saw what there is.
Yeah, and you know, it's a gorgeous game. Some of the best
It
console
is.
graphics I've seen. My only question, and again, this is only coming from having played 2 modes, so you know, take this as whatever. But my only concern with the game is what kind of lifespan will it have?
Yeah, I have a similar concern because remember, Evolve was really fun to start, and I think there was a beta even, which was really fun to play, but people stopped playing it at like a month
Well,
in.
here's the thing. I think Battlefront will have the legs. Obviously, EA is doing like the Battlefield style season pass premium thing, where you're getting like $50 worth of extended content. But then the movie comes out later in the year, so that's going to reignite interest for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, no, and I think the timing is really good too. There's actually a map. What's it called? Something of Battlefield of Jakku or something. Jakku.
Sounds
But
yeah.
it's based. It's based on one of the planets in the movie. So there's a tie-in there, which I think is probably really smart. And I imagine as time goes on, they'll update the game with additional maps and new modes and and that's all cool.
Is that something they do for Battlefield? Do they add new modes? Have they ever to Battlefield? Because like if they didn't do it for Battlefield, I don't think they're gonna do that. With
Mostly
Battlefield.
just maps and.
Yeah, I just feel like you're gonna get maps constantly with the season pass.
Well, I'm just wondering if we're going to get some kind of story mode down the line.
Hell no.
Not
You don't
necessarily.
think so?
If that shit was gonna be in the game, it would have been in the game from the start.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, or they would have half-assed it like Titanfall did.
You know what the toughest part of the demo for me was, or the beta? It's not really a demo. The beta was I kept wanting to hit square to reload.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. How is Square not reload?
Well, it
Yeah,
seems like it actually lengthens the time it takes for your weapon to start firing again. You take your hand off the weapon and like wave it in the air. It does nothing at all.
Well, there's an active reload mechanic like Gears of War, where you have to press the button right when it's in the little hot spot.
I hadn't picked up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's like a little yellow rectangle that's in the semicircle.
But
yeah, I didn't play Gears.
aside from concerns of longevity, it was everything I've been wanting in a Star Wars game since I was a little boy. And it was just great. I thought it was absolutely fucking phenomenal.
I want
my
the
only question
heroes
is longevity, but I mean, it's EA, and so I mean, they're going to continue to support it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
at least there's going to be content coming out.
Pass just announced today.
What's that? What'd you say?
Well, I'm pretty sure the season pass was just announced today.
Okay, I must have missed that.
Well, it's like a Battlefield style premium thing. Pay a shitload of money and get content over like a year.
Dude, there's a season pass for everything now.
Absolutely there is, but Battlefield, the way that EA does, a little bit different.
Speaking of betas, who here saw the Dark Souls 3 beta pop up on the PlayStation Store for a couple hours?
Nope. You mean like it would just let anybody download it?
Yep.
Yeah, anyone with a plus
What's that? What's that
subscription.
game?
Anyone with a plus subscription could download it.
Yeah. and it was up for a few hours, and then they took it down. I was able to download it.
Oh, nice.
How many times have you died?
And
No,
I mean, I signed up for it. There's no guarantee.
Oh,
that
it's
you'll
not even
get
out
it.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you downloaded it, you should be able to play it
Okay.
if you managed to download it.
Sure.
I'll say before we get off the
That
beta
Dark
topic.
Souls beta. I'll play the game. I mean, Bloodborne DLC is coming out, and then Dark Souls 3 isn't that far away. I'm not chomping at the bit for more Dark Souls right now.
I'll tell you this much: when that Bloodborne DLC hits, I will quit everything I'm playing and pick that up.
What's the date on that again? Is it
November 24th.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'll have a nice little spot cleared out for that.
What sucks about the Star Wars beta, before we stop talking about it, it seemed like
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
heroes suck. Like, they're walking around, especially if they're out in the open, you just...
I killed him so easily.
It's so easy.
Oh,
And
well,
actually,
I mean, obviously that was down to the players not knowing how to play them properly. They weren't blocking the shots like they should have and stuff like that.
I mean, I've tried to get good with the heroes, and, like, you really need to get into the bunker in order to have any utility with them. Otherwise, you just see, like, fire coming from every direction.
Yeah, that's a
and
good point.
They
But
just can't block it.
Every time I saw a hero, they were just running through the trenches, like taking shots from every angle.
And you can manage maybe 10 kills on a hero streak, which are very few and far between. Maybe you'll pick up 1 or 2 a map if you're looking for them. And that's simply just not going to keep up with the other power-ups they have. So that kind of sucks. Hopefully they'll balance that out a little more, so that way the person in the AT doesn't just rack up all the kills and then have the heroes run around dying all the time.
Did any of you guys manage to get the successfully fly the X-wing or the TIE fighter? Like,
Yes, I actually became very good at it.
John was very good at it.
Oh, I just got blown out of the sky like 2 seconds after I picked the power up every single time.
Dude, I got in an A-wing and almost took a walker down with my harpoon cable.
Oh, Shadows of the Empire style?
Yeah, dude, it was sick. I wrapped it around 3 times, and then I kind of crashed into the side of a mountain.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean,
That brings me back to, like 12 years old playing Shadows.
Oh, yeah, but no, dude, I spent, Steve, you and I played, I spent, what, like 15 minutes up in one of those things. I had 12 kills in my freaking X-Wing.
yeah, top 10 in the plane.
Yeah, dude,
Hard to
I
pull off.
turned into an ace, man.
How do you feel about the balance on Walker Assault? Because I've seen a lot of people bitching about the Imperial side.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Here's what I think, and I know Steve has plenty to say on this as well. Both Steve and myself have played it extensively. At first, it seems really jarring how difficult it is to win when you're the Rebellion, and it does seem like the cards are really stacked against you. I know that when I first played it, I opened up Walker Assault on the Rebel side my first time, and trying to take down one of those AT-ATs. It felt like trying to take down a raid boss in Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, it was really off-putting. You know, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And we lost. And then I played for the Empire, you know, because it switches sides.
Yeah.
And we won. And we won so easily and so handily that I almost hadn't noticed it had happened.
Yeah, exactly. That was my experience too.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Oh, well, that's it. That's all we need to do.
You just run around doing whatever you feel like on the Empire side, and then you just win anyway.
Yeah, the checkpoints don't even matter.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess, and from what I've read, I guess those issues were brought up to Activision during the beta.
Yeah.
And I guess that Activision said, yeah, we're working on it. We're
Stop saying Activision. It's Dyson EA.
Or Dyson EA. I don't know why I keep saying Activision.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either. So at any rate, those concerns were brought up, and EA was like, "Yep, we're working on it." DICE was like, "Okay, we're handling it." That's the whole point of the beta. And I did notice over the past day or so, it's become easier to win as the Rebels. Steve, we saw a few Rebel wins the other day.
They're just hot fixing it.
I actually think it's the players, because
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because people are running around. I mean, when you're the Rebellion, it seems like you're playing a different game. You're just getting blown up the entire time, and you're like, "Oh my God, why would I ever rebel against the Empire?"
Good point.
But yeah, you're running around, and then you're trying to do the uplinks. We're not really sure what that's about. The people in air support were just flying around, not doing what they were supposed to do. On the Rebellion side, you actually have to focus in on the target. The Empire just seems to be able to steamroll the Rebellion, which is fun. But on the Rebellion side, it seemed like the last few days it's been much more balanced. If you get a good team on the Rebel side, you're going to win. And especially in that last 5 minutes where they can get into those into the flyers and start using harpoons to take down the adits, it's really going to, I think, the last 2 maps I've seen them come down.
I really appreciate the absolute chaos of the Walker Assault mode. Like the first time I dropped into that, just surveying like the battlefield and just seeing all the people running around in like an open environment where you can just see everyone at the same time. Like it was pretty mind blowing. Like I've played Battlefield before, but still this just felt
much more epic.
It felt different. Yeah, it felt more epic. Absolutely.
Well, the first time I popped into Walker Assault, and I was playing as the Rebellion, one thing I did notice is that I didn't feel like an individual. I felt like part of a much bigger whole.
Yeah, you do really feel like a nameless stormtrooper, or like
you really do. Yeah, I didn't feel like this was my story at all. I just felt like a cog in the machine, which I actually
in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. No, and I know I don't mean that as a negative at all.
Yeah.
It's
pretty cool just to be stormtrooper.
Just a guy. You're just a foot soldier in the Rebellion, just trying to do your thing.
Yeah, you're the guy that gets blasted in the Death Star at the beginning of the first movie.
And it helps, and this is important, but it helps that the game is mind-blowingly beautiful.
It is.
I think the maps are smaller too.
Particle effects are wild.
Yeah, I have never seen. But the sparks coming up, I've never seen some shit like that.
Well, I have in Battlefield 4, but yeah,
I was never a Battlefield 4 guy.
DICE is pretty much the masters of that.
But no, I was wildly impressed with what I saw, and I am very, very interested to see what these other game modes have to offer. Like, there's one called Steve. What's the one on Endor?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Talking about the drop zone or whatever it is.
No, it's not drop zone.
Will there be
that was playable in beta.
What
I really would like to see, and I don't know if we'll get this or not, but I would like to see some space combat, like a space map in the future. Take me back to my GameCube Rogue One days.
Didn't they say they were not doing that?
I don't know if they did or not. I know.
I feel like they got out there really early in the preview cycles and said that we're not doing space combat.
That'd be so unfortunate if they did.
I could be wrong. I just
probably
DLC.
DLC.
I just feel like I remember hearing that.
But touching on something that Steve mentioned, I do get the sense that for maps like for example like Drop Zone, when you play Drop Zone, you just bunch together and you run from little outpost to outpost and you defend them and that's it. And
I thought that shit was
work
boring.
involved. There's no skill. I mean, there's skill, but there's no teamwork. There's no cohesion.
I thought it was
for Walker Assault. You at least when you're on the Rebellion side, you absolutely need to be part of a team that is communicating with each other.
So IGN put up an article that said Drop Zone is the best mode in the game.
Yeah, well, that's IGN.
It was a very IGN thing to say, but it's not an uncommon opinion but I feel like the only reason that people really like Drop Zone more is just because they feel the Walker Assault was so imbalanced as to be completely unfun.
Yeah, well, it's because they feel like the Rebellion can win.
But like Drop Zone just felt, I was like, yeah, I've played this mode in every other shooter before. Whereas Walker Assault felt like, yeah, I've never seen shit like this in a game before, not even Battlefield.
Yeah.
And it's amazing they made it feel epic on a map that's smaller than most of the maps in Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
And it feels 10 times more epic than any of those.
I like the way there's an emphasis on the trenches in Hoth.
Why can't they dig
almost like a World War II game on an ice planet?
They're 2-foot trenches. Cool. I can hit everyone in the trenches. These are horrible trenches.
They're pretty shitty trenches.
Speaking of trenches, that right there is why I want space combat, because how fucking epic would it be to do the Death Star run?
I mean, you could still plug your GameCube in and do it.
You're such a fucking Debbie Downer, man.
It's not that kind of game. This is fucking Battlefront, man.
I know.
Speaking of downers,
you want it to be like every Star Wars game ever mashed into one? I mean, they're going for a specific thing.
I will say this. Playing as the heroes, I only got to play as Darth Vader once. I got one hero. That was it. They're extremely hard to find for me.
I never got a single one. Not that I cared.
But man, for as pretty as the game looks, those guys animate like fucking wooden puppets.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They look awful.
I mean,
Darth looks kind of cool, but Luke just looked awful.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that.
Yeah, especially when they're swinging their lightsaber around to deflect laser bolts.
Luke's upper body doesn't really move, just his arms.
Yeah, I mean, like I like I was more impressed by the animation back in like the old Jedi Knight games, like the Raven
No,
one.
seriously, no, that's a good point, dude. His shoulders and his arms move, but his elbows never bend.
I feel
They
like
stay fixed in 90-degree angles as he swings, and it was just jarring.
it's so bad that I feel like by the time the final game comes out, like they might even just have completely different animations, because it just feels cheaper than the rest of the game, and
I just
pretty
want them to
shocking.
be
Because the
stronger.
characters are supposed to be so epic, like it plays
Right.
the badass music when they appear and everything.
Yep.
And then they go die to like 3 stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the and that's the weird thing.
Stormtroopers
it's like
45
I
and
killed,
48 just own him so thoroughly.
Yeah, I was
crazy.
part of a group of four Rebel Alliance guys, and I took down Darth Vader with a headshot. I was like, oh man, that just.
You did it.
I felt
The rebellion's
I
over.
did it. I've changed
Yep.
the timeline. Holy shit! Like what? Yeah, it felt really weird. And then he came up 10 minutes later. He self-resurrected, and I saw him again. And then he killed me. And he says some really weird shit too. Like when I picked up Darth Vader. Like I started laughing so hard that I couldn't concentrate and somebody killed me because I called him in, and then he ignites his lightsaber, but he says in his Darth Vader voice with zero irony, he says, you can't match the power of my lightsaber."
No way.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I thought you were gonna say like you cannot possibly hope to defeat me, something like
No,
that.
you cannot match the power of my lightsaber.
That's like some anime shit.
I was like, wait, what? Like, was that a sexual reference?
No more heroes.
No more hero. I didn't. Dude, I started laughing so hard I couldn't pay attention to what I was doing, and I got killed by an A-wing.
I feel like Battlefront would be better if Darth Vader had to jerk off his lightsaber to get it going.
They're still taking advice. That's the point of the beta.
They are, dude. Send Dice a tweet. They're very receptive.
Straight up.
Speaking of advice, and tragedy for that matter, the problems in the beta, I mean, they're really infinitesimally small compared to everything that's good. The problems with Rock Band 4, we got another incomplete game, and I was really looking forward to a complete game.
I heard Giant Bombcast talking about it.
Oh my god.
Because I didn't buy it.
Yeah, you made the right choice.
Steve, speak on it, man, because I know you've got plenty to say on this. You talked about this briefly on PSN to me the other day, but I want to hear more.
Nah, I was looking forward to this game, and I've mentioned it maybe the last 2 or 3 podcasts, and it came out like a lot of games these days with no multiplayer.
What instrument bundle did you get?
I got the Mad Catz standard from Amazon.
Okay.
So
is that a new guitar? Or did you have like a PS3 one with a dongle?
it looks a lot like the PS3 one. Honestly, I probably would have been better off just using my old one.
Yeah.
There's nothing new about it.
Okay.
The drums don't even have cymbals that you can pick up if you were really into drums.
Is it still the solo buttons or just 5 small buttons? Is that how it works from like Rock Band 1 and 2?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay. Cause see, I like the way that Guitar Hero did it, where they went to like a touchpad for solo buttons. I thought that was fucking sweet.
So they added this thing for solos, where you can freestyle your solos, but they sound super cheesy. Have you ever been to like a Japanese or Korean karaoke bar? Like those small rooms where
No, but I've been to plenty of regular karaoke.
so they do this weird like guitar solo thing on the fills for that kind of music, and that's what it sounds like on some of the songs. Like they didn't actually use the real artists on Scorpions.
Yeah,
No One
so
Like You. It's
so
like
like the tone will be off and shit.
it's just potato quality. It's not even the real artist. It's just like, I mean, it sounds like an NES game.
Yeah, so you just turn that shit off and just do the charted solo. Yeah.
Oh God. So well, if you do the charted solo, it doesn't fix the problem that they didn't use the real artist for some of the songs.
Oh, really?
It's a re-record for
What?
No One Like You from the Scorpions, which is
Was it
one of
like-
the songs I was really looking forward to playing.
Are we in 2005 again?
It's crazy. I mean, and this is a game that's been in development or in talks of development since 2010, maybe even earlier.
Yeah.
And it came out with no multiplayer. And it came out, they said that you could download all the songs that you had previously downloaded, but that didn't happen until day 1 or 2. And a lot of people still have problems with it.
Yeah, and they're still working on it. Like they're just gonna keep adding more compatibility as they go on.
And the patch comes out in December.
Yeah, Exactly.
Like, what the hell happened?
They're really not begging you to buy this day one.
Wait, hold on. The patch doesn't come out till December?
December 4th is the rumor.
Nobody's
So
going to give a shit about Rock Band 4 at that point.
So this game is like 6 months too early.
It's crazy because a lot of the people that played it 5 years ago are not collocated with their buddies, and they're not all going to pile into the same house. So I was looking to play online with my brother, my buddy in New York, another guy that's moved down to Florida. We can't play because they don't have a multiplayer out yet, and they said, well, we're focusing on local multiplayer. What does that mean? It's been 5 years. So it's really frustrating.
Well, this mirrors the conversation we had, I guess, the other week on it. Is there even really an audience anymore for this game?
Well, not like this.
We're gonna find out, and I'm damn interested to find out too.
Yeah, what does Guitar Hero come out? Does that come out this week?
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks. I'll be interested to see the ratio of sales between Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero because I can't imagine that too many people are going to be spending the cash on both.
Guitar Hero is a week from tomorrow.
Is a week from tomorrow? Okay. I can't believe they're throwing that up against Halo.
I think you'll see a tilt towards Guitar Hero because there's been enough problems publicly made about Rock Band. I mean, it is just a bunch of problems that speak to a lot of games we get now. It's like, oh, we didn't complete the game, but we'll patch it in.
Well, Steve, you may have mentioned this. I might have just missed it, but have you talked about the fact that apparently many of the tracks are covers done by other bands?
Yeah, that's my biggest issue.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that until you just said it right now.
So, Steve, can you touch on that for a minute?
Well, I'd say that they're like karaoke quality too. It's not even a good band doing it, a band that sounds like them at all. And I don't even know what they're using for their tones on their guitar. It sounds like they're playing it with another video game. So,
yikes!
It's bad.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, Guitar Hero Live, huh?
Yeah, we'll find out. Some of the song selection too.
I think Guitar Hero Live is going to live or die on its GHTV mode.
Hard to get that right.
That's the one where they're like streaming, like it's kind of like a live thing where you just play whatever. It's like a radio kind of thing where you just play whatever song that they're going with at the moment. And just
was it kind of like a random shuffle kind of deal?
Well, yeah, but they're gonna keep adding songs to it over time.
That's interesting.
It's like it's like a dynamic sort of thing.
Oh, one more.
That's like the real deal.
That will absolutely depend on how much support they're willing to throw behind it.
Yeah, if it's just like if they do like 2 songs a week and they're fucking the worst garbage songs in the world, then forget about it.
Yeah.
So multiplayer, it wasn't bad enough that they didn't release it with multiplayer, but then it's not compatible with SharePlay. So
what?
I can't even SharePlay with my buddy to use the local multiplayer, which
that's hardly surprising, but unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean it's just you'd think that I think they allow you to broadcast the gameplay. I mean, There was a bunch of people broadcasting gameplay, so you'd think that there wouldn't be a problem with the licensing if you're gonna do the SharePlay thing, which there is a problem with other things, like they won't show certain cutscenes or.
Well, I mean, I think it's very obvious that there's a problem with the licensing, considering that apparently a ton of the fucking game songs are covers done by other bands.
Or just people in the Rock Band. Just other players that played Rock Band before you.
Good lord, that sounds really terrible.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. Hearing it from me, I'm going to give it maybe worse than it deserves. But I was really looking forward to this game.
The thing, it's getting decent reviews.
Yeah, it got nothing but like 8s and pretty much 8s, high 8s.
I was looking forward to this game, and for those of us who went from NHL 14 to NHL 15, So this is a similar jump. I mean,
or Madden 05 to Madden 06 on Xbox 360.
It's just, I think if you took Madden 15 or NHL 15 by itself, you'd say, oh, this is a good game. Maybe it's a 7 or an 8. But having played the earlier version, and I know what Rock Band 3 could do, why can't Rock Band 4 do any of the same stuff? For me, I want
an ambitious fucking game.
I will be, kind of like, or echoing what Brandon said earlier, I will be very interested to see how this game sells. Because we had brought this up a few weeks ago. This seems like a really odd time of year to be throwing a game like this out.
It very much is. These would have been summer games.
Spring or summer, yeah, because I mean we're in the on GAF we call it the the season has started. It's not the preseason anymore, and this I mean the floodgates open at the end of October. I mean it's already started with Metal Gear Solid 5, but then you have Halo, you've got Battlefront, you've got Fallout, you've got Just Cause 3, which I think is going to move a significant amount of copies.
Yeah. Well,
Rise of the Tomb Raider is coming out, even though I don't think that's going to do all that well.
no.
Compared to other games. But I mean, this seems like a really odd time to be throwing. I mean, and let's call it what it is. I mean, to me, these days, 5 years after the fact, I consider Rock Band and Guitar Hero to be niche games.
Yeah. Sure.
And 6-7 years ago, that wasn't the case. Everybody was
No, mainstream as it gets.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking loved Guitar Hero back in the day.
Yeah.
But I have no intentions on picking either one of these up, and it's not because I think they're bad games. It's just because I'm past that now.
Sure.
It
I
just
totally
doesn't.
understand it, and you are not alone at all.
Yeah, it just.
I have been waiting for this. Like when Warriors of Rock came out, which I really liked. I felt like Warriors of Rock was a great way to send off Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Like when that came out, I was like, like when I was playing it, I knew it was the last one. I was like, it's going to be a long time if they ever bring this franchise back. But I hope they do it, and I hope they do it in a big way, and I hope it's just as awesome as it was. And I don't think it is. Like, this isn't what I pictured 5 years ago. It's like, okay, they're going to bring this back eventually. And this is not the way that I pictured them bringing it back.
Yeah, it just, like I said, man, this is a really weird time to be.
Is Guitar Hero Live trying to do a full band thing, or are they just going straight guitar now?
I think they're going straight guitar, Steve.
That's the right choice.
I think it's straight guitar.
That's the right fucking choice. Because Guitar Hero never should have went Rock Band copy.
Does Guitar Hero?
It should have been its own thing.
Steve, I'm sorry, Brandon, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Okay.
Steve, is Guitar Hero getting couch co-op? Do you know?
Yeah, it will have a lead and a harmony guitar option.
Okay, well, I mean, at least it's got that going for it. I mean, you can't do that in Rock Band.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to allow you to do that. They've done it in the first, and in the previews and the gameplay that they've shown, it seems like people are playing with each other, not against each other.
Well, I mean, like I said, hey, man, look, but at the end of the day, I hope both sell extremely well because a lot of work went into those games, and it's not like they're terrible games.
I disagree with that.
Well,
my
Steve,
apprehension for Guitar Hero is with the new controller, right? That's the biggest thing about Guitar Hero. They're going to like a 3x3 button layout instead of the 5x1. So I mean that obviously that greatly increases the way that they can do chords. But what I've always enjoyed about Guitar Hero was sliding up and down the neck on expert mode, like pounding out single notes at a rapid speed, like doing all these scales and shit. And then the chords were just kind of like, this boring strumming. But that seems to be what they're focusing on for this game. I mean, even just like the guitar layout says it all. Like, this game is going to be about chords. So, we'll see.
I'm hoping it's just that they want more than one player to be able to sit down together and play. Maybe go back and forth. 'Cause nobody wants to play bass.
Nobody wants to play bass.
So, something else I wanted to mention, and it's relevant because I'm using this. I'm on the podcast on my new computer right now. I am officially a PC gamer, really for the first time.
Undertale.
I got rid of my old geeky laptop, and I got a brand new Alienware Alpha.
Did you run Crysis?
Basically, what's that?
Did you run Crysis?
No.
Well, then what the fuck? You're not a gamer.
Yeah.
If you don't even know if your PC can run Crysis or not, then what the fuck?
Oh well,
Crysis is like an initiation ritual, man.
I'm sure it can.
You're sure it can. You might want to try it out, though.
I'll try it out.
I'll try it
I will report back to you soon as to whether or not I'm actually a PC gamer or not. But what I wanted to say was that I've been exploring the Steam store, and man, there is some cool fucking shit on there.
Some hilarious stuff too.
Yes, there is.
It used to be where you could just like go on Steam and every game was cool, but now it's you have to sort through a list of shit to get to the good stuff.
You do, but man, dude, Valkyria Chronicles is on there.
Yes, it is. Good port.
Oh my! Which is exactly coincidentally what I'm doing as soon as the podcast is done, is I'm playing fucking Valkyria Chronicles.
My favorite pastime is going on the Steam store and finding all the worst games, and there are some terrible ones.
Is that game called Shower with Your Dad on Steam?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shower with Your Dad's Simulator, I think.
Gabriel sounds very unhappy about that.
Oh man, I can't take these games anymore.
I blame Greenlight, man.
I still don't know what the fuck that game is about.
Green Light was a mistake, nothing but trash.
Yeah.
Wait,
Definitely.
what was?
Steam Greenlight was like the voting system that they introduced a couple years ago, where people can put up their fucking shitty games on Greenlight and people vote.
Oh, and so that means
For the
just
roles.
anybody can throw whatever shit they want at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah, you got to pay $100 to get it on there, but people don't
Yeah,
give a
something
fuck.
to keep
They'll
in
play.
mind.
They'll play. Man, I can't even believe the garbage people waste $100 to try to get on Steam.
I smell Super Deformed Gamescast the game coming up.
Yup, from the makers of Angry Video Game Nerd the game. Why not? Let's get it right now. We'll start it while we're still young.
Seriously, dude, it's I want it to be a turn-based JRPG.
Okay, then we'll get it from the guys who did the Penny Arcade game. That's fine.
That's cool. Gabriel's going to be the villain
That's fine.
Oh. Why?
because
Why
look
have
at
to
your
be the
avatar
villain?
picture.
The sound effects.
Oh!
Like I know your dog is sweet, but god damn that
No,
picture.
he isn't sweet, man. I wish he
not?
was. He's not. What you see is what you get.
It's a killer of men right there.
Here in the neighborhood, they call him the Beast.
Peace.
So an
Sort of
example.
opposite of my other dog, Athena.
He doesn't look so bad in those pictures you throw up on Twitter.
Yeah, when he's with us, he's the sweetest boy in the world. When
So
he goes outside, man,
Hmm.
it's just awful.
That's awesome. Oh shit, dude, look at this. So I just saw this on Twitter. So tomorrow, microtransactions officially hit Destiny.
Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
And what are they? Oh, it's okay. Well, it's just emotes. People are freaking out over this
It's
though.
the one they already announced like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's all. Oh, and right behind it though. So check this out. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, right? Claiming that their story mode is 12 to 15 hours. Calling
That's
some
fucking
bullshit.
crazy. That's fucking crazy. Advanced Warfare took me like 5 hours.
Calling that bullshit right now.
And Advanced Warfare had more slow walking and filler bullshit in it than any Call of Duty I've ever played.
It did. There's no fucking way you can convince me. Like I know some companies really built like oh my game has 200 hours of gameplay, and for The Witcher 3 it was true. It really does. But so Bethesda said you'll get 200 hours out of Skyrim. I got 80, 90 maybe, which was cool. There's no fucking way you can convince me that the campaign for any Call of Duty game is going to be 15 hours.
There's no way.
That's bullshit.
It's a matter of perspective. I mean, for some companies, depending on how they want to view their audience, you could say, Bloodborne will take you the rest of your life.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
If you're bad at video games, that's true.
But no, it's different though. You can't compare the two. If I turned on Call of Duty 3 or Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and left it on pause, or just sat there and went to go have dinner and then went to the store and then came back several hours later and my game clock was at 12, then it's 12 hours long. But there's no fucking way that there's 12 to 15 hours of story and gameplay in the campaign. I'm sorry.
If they're even bothering to say this, it's because they want to try to put it out there that this is lengthier than an average COD campaign. But I just don't see how it's even where are the sacrifices being made.
Yeah, especially since here's the thing: isn't this the one that doesn't have a campaign at all on PS3 and 360?
And there's one sacrifice.
There you go. I mean, last week I said I was expecting some hot shit from this campaign if the old consoles couldn't handle it.
I mean, who knows though, dude? I'd like
a new good.
Maybe that's why it's not on the previous generation, because they really can't handle it. It's 15 hours of mind-blowing fucking Call of Duty set piece awesomeness, set piece after set piece, and maybe the last gen just couldn't handle it.
God, I'm so fucking burnt out on Call of Duty. I've been playing this series for 12 years. Ugh.
Let me ask you this: are you going to pick it up?
Yeah. I'm gonna hope that they just redbox it, because I don't fucking play Call of Duty multiplayer anymore. I just want to run through the campaign.
Oh, dude, they'll redbox it. I mean, dude, any way they can get the game in your hands, they'll do it. I don't know, man. Like now that I think about it, who knows? Maybe it's possible. I mean,
I could use a good campaign from Call of Duty. It's been a while.
Well, that's the thing. Even if your campaign is not, not everything needs 50 hours of gameplay. I mean, I just finished. Here's a great example, actually. I just finished Transformers Devastation, which is fucking awesome, by the way.
I picked it up, but there's been a lot to play this week.
Oh, it's great. It took me 5 hours. I blasted through that motherfucker in 5 hours, and it was some of the most well-spent 5 hours I've had in weeks.
Were you playing on hard or bitch?
I was playing on hard.
Okay.
And it's hard. Like it's
hard.
It's not an easy game. Very, very, very obvious who the designers are. I mean, as soon as you pick up the controller,
I'd say Transformers Hard is about the same as Metal Gear Rising Hard or Bayonetta Normal. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a challenging game, and the pedigree of Bayonetta is just even more so, Metal Gear Rising is just all over this game. I mean, it's a Platinum Games.
It does feel like Metal Gear Rising. It
does. But I mean, I don't remember the Transformers being mega agile fucking stealth ninjas. I mean, the way Optimus Prime moves.
I do not care because like I'm glad that they took all these creative liberties to just like a fucking Platinum action game. That's fine with me.
Oh sure, no. I mean the gameplay itself is rock solid. Some of the best third-person melee combat I've seen in months.
I mean, they even got like the more complex Bayonetta mechanics in there.
No, yeah, no. It's I mean there's even enemies comparable to like Grace and Glory. Like I really like how the enemies are introduced. It was very Bayonetta-esque.
Yeah.
It was a great fucking game. It's only 5 hours long, and people are like, I see people on Twitter bitching about the length of the game, and I'm like, let's put some perspective on this.
One playthrough is a tutorial.
What's that?
One playthrough is a tutorial, just like every other Platinum game.
Yep, exactly. And I would rather spend a wonderful 4 to 5 hours with a game than a really fucking awful 20 hours.
Yeah, like Resident Evil 6.
I didn't even finish Resident Evil 6, man.
Neither did I.
I made it through Leon's campaign, and that was enough for me.
I got through 2.5 campaigns.
But apparently, and that brings me to another topic. Apparently, Resident Evil 7 is being worked on. Earlier this week, Capcom. It was either early this week or late last week, but Capcom says in regards to Resident Evil 7, please be patient. We've got more news to share soon. So apparently, it's coming at some point. But there's something else. Oh, right. So the big one I wanted to talk about, which was Half-Life 3. Who's heard this story?
HL3.txt.
Yep.
Yeah, that it will be on a video card. Somebody said that it can play Half-Life 3.
What's confirmed?
I didn't see that it was confirmed.
But seriously, the file name that Brandon just mentioned was a file that was uploaded. It was an update file in, was it Dota 2, Brandon?
Yeah, it was Dota 2.
It was Dota 2, and there's a file in there called HL3.txt, and it's got a lot of interesting. Brandon might be able to talk to it more than I am able to, but there's a bunch of interesting commands in there, like NPC and stuff like that, and it's got people wondering, not that it's confirmed Half-Life 3 or anything, but is this a sign that it's at least in the pipeline? And maybe we'll get an announcement soon. I don't know.
Don't do it to yourself.
I'm not.
Have you played Half-Life?
The last one I played was Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Did you play the orange box on 360 or whatever?
I didn't. No.
Oh, you actually played it on PC? Okay.
I did. Yeah. That was one of the only PC games I played.
Fair enough. It's a good one to play then.
It is. No, and that came out what, 2004, 2005?
The first one was 04.
Yeah.
And then episode 1 was 07, and then episode 2, or no, I don't know, whatever, something like that. 06 and then 07. No.
So I am convinced that we'll get the game eventually. It'll happen eventually. I don't think there's any fucking way at this point it could ever possibly live up to the hype.
I disagree.
This is the other part of that. There's an AMD Radeon 290 from Asus that cited that it can meet the graphic requirements for Half-Life 3. So that was the thing I was referencing.
Half-Life 3 is going to be a version.
The AMD Radeon 290 from Asus mentioned that it can run, and it listed along with other games Half-Life 3. So I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't.
Looks like a typo.
Pretty deliberate it seemed.
All right.
Maybe not informed, but they certainly meant to put something
I
on
mean,
there that would be
if
appealing.
Half-Life 3 is ever going to be a thing, it's probably going to be like some kind of crazy VR experience.
Good
You
point.
know, to be honest with you, that's kind of what I expected for No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I feel like there's still room for that to become a VR experience.
You know, like, or
We'll
maybe
find
like
out next week.
be a. To be totally honest with you, like putting that fucking rumor aside that we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, a big part of me, not all of me, but a big part of me expects No Man's Sky to be announced as a PlayStation VR launch title.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I can totally see that happening.
I could completely see that. And I'm sure that Half-Life 3, I'm sure it'll come to PC, obviously, because that's where it was born. I'm sure it'll come to console as well. But that will absolutely have VR and Oculus Rift compatibility. It's just a matter of when will we see the game. And Brandon, I got to disagree with you. I still don't think that. It's people will love it because it's Half-Life 3, but people will also be disappointed because it's the same reason that I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed in Final Fantasy 15 because it's a game that's been 10 years in the making. People have built this game up to almost mythic proportions.
Here's the thing. I think Valve can sidestep the hype. Like, they can just do something so unexpected that people won't even know what to make of it at first. They won't even know whether they're disappointed or they're liking it. Like, I just feel like there's, VR is such an untested ground that they could just do something that people have never seen before. Like the way that physics were in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, but I still don't see how that allows Valve because Valve can't control the hype machine. The hype machine is it is what it is. It's like its own singular living entity, and it's going to do what it's going to do. Internet's going to hype, man, and people are
like if Half-Life 3 were to be a traditional first-person shooter, like not in VR, like I feel like it could easily be disappointing. Just because how much more is there shit you can do in a first-person shooter, like to innovate in that field? But
that is exactly why I personally believe. I think it'll be great when it does come out, and it will come out at some point. But I refuse to build it into this mythic fucking thing because people do that, and then they are inevitably disappointed because they have godlike expectations for something like this. And of course, it's not going to pan out. At least not the way you want it to.
I feel like the people who build up this Half-Life 3 are like people who aren't even fucking Half-Life fans. Like people who just came into it fucking late and just latched on to like this Half-Life 3 as a meme bandwagon.
That's an interesting theory. That is an interesting theory. I used to feel this way about Final Fantasy 15. I had built up Final Fantasy 15 in my mind to be this mecca of JRPGs. And I was like, man, I can't. What was it? 13 versus 13 became 15, and I was like, holy shit, it's happening. Here we go. That trailer they showed at E3 2013 just blew my socks off, blew everybody's minds. And then I played the demo, and I was like, oh, okay. It's Kingdom Hearts in Final Fantasy. That's all it is. And not to say that I was disappointed, but it brought me back down to earth. It brought me back down to reality.
It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to the story. So. That's the most important thing about Final Fantasy is if the story is fucking garbage or not.
I'm still worried about Final Fantasy 15. They keep changing shit, and I just want them to get the
time. Yeah, when is this game supposed to come out? And they keep changing major details. I don't know if you shit down and get the game.
We're a little behind the power curve on this one. It came out like a month or two ago, but they completely redesigned Noctis's father.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Just get the game out.
Seriously. They just can't make up their fucking minds.
Who gives a shit? Just did he really need to be a non-Japanese looking man with a big bushy beard? Who gives a shit? Just get the fucking game out.
Character. Yeah, fuck it.
They cut Stella from the game.
I can't possibly bring myself to be excited for a game that could be radically different from what they're showing.
I'm more excited about Kingdom Hearts 3, to be perfectly honest.
You're allowed to be.
Well, Brandon, I know you're not a Kingdom Hearts guy.
No comment on Kingdom Hearts.
I know you're not a Kingdom Hearts guy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. To me, it smacks. All these constant changes. Especially since the game is supposed to be coming out next fall is what they said.
End of next year, sure, why not?
it smacks of somebody throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks right until the very end. Like, don't change this. Wait. I've got to do. There comes a point in a game's dev time where you have to stop coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, fucking feature lock.
Yeah, just do what you're gonna do and get the game out and let the game stand or fall on its merits. And I cannot shake the feeling that Square Enix is not confident in Final Fantasy 15.
No, they're not. Fuck no, they're not.
I mean, why else would they be making all these fucking constant changes? It doesn't make any sense.
And it's not just the constant changes. It's the need to communicate the most insignificant minor details to the audience in a grandiose fashion.
You talking about that active time report shit?
Yeah, like fucking just put out cool trailers like once every like 6 months and just let the game be good. You don't need to tell me like all this fucking bullshit about it. It's not making me more confident in the development process.
Well, I on one hand, I appreciate the effort to reach out to fans and answer questions. I do. I really, really do. But at the same time, this falls into that trap that so many devs do and so many games do, and it really pisses me off to where something is announced way too early, in this case, way too early, right? And then you get a drip feed of shit leading up to the game, and of course, many games these days they get pushed back, they get delayed. I want to develop, and Transformers did it right. Actually, Platinum Games did it right. They announced Transformers Devastation in June. It came out in October, and it was great. Boom. That's how you do it. But with Final Fantasy 15, man, I will be stunned if it doesn't get pushed again. Stunned.
Yeah, 2017 seems entirely realistic.
2016, I mean, the more I think about it, man, the more 2016 just doesn't sound right to me.
The game is still so much up in the air. I feel like there's just no way. It makes me sad to think about.
So, to get to a different thing, we got Assassin's Creed and Halo 5
Didn't
coming
they
out.
just massively redesign the battle system? Like, isn't the battle system in its current state completely different from like what the demo was?
I'm not sure.
Didn't they even fucking patch the demo to change the battle system?
They did it. No, yeah, they did.
You guys won't stop.
Can they fucking figure something out and stick with it?
Yeah, and see that, and that's what I'm talking about. Stop patching stop fucking with the demo, and just start putting your assets into the game. You don't need to patch the demo.
This is what they want. They want you guys to talk about it, even though it's not going to come out until 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why.
Don't give them what they want.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy used to be my favorite franchise, so
it did.
It's
really,
something
really
I'm
did.
willing to be talking about.
Yeah, I know. You got to understand, Steve and Gabe, Brandon and I, we get heated when we talk about this because we feel strongly about it.
You should.
But okay, Steve makes a good point. Steve, what's coming out this month?
It seems like until the end of the month we have. This is just from the GameStop website. Guitar Hero on the 20th. Just Dance 2016, which I know you already have pre-ordered.
I've already got it bootlegged.
And Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the 23rd.
Really? Oh my god.
Assassin's Creed comes out this month? Really? I thought it was November.
It says 23rd.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about playing Assassin's Creed yet, have I?
No, dude. How's that going? You've played
I-
Unity and
I
Black
did.
Flag.
I started up Unity and Black Flag within like 2 days of each other. So Black Flag, interesting. I don't really like it at all.
What?
I don't like the way the boats control. I don't like ship combat. I don't like the graphics. I don't like the island setting. I don't like Edward Kenway. I do not like the fact that Edward Kenway does more climbing on rooftops than he does like fucking getting his boat on.
Do you like green eggs and ham?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I like Assassin's Creed Unity more. Boom.
Really? I was
Boom.
not.
I like Unity more.
Ouch.
Paris is a better environment for what Assassin's Creed is. So like Black Flag doesn't even feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It feels like the developers were forced to make an Assassin's Creed game and they tried to do their own thing, But like
That
the Assassin's Creedness of it just brings it down.
that is one thing I will agree with you on. My wife and I, my wife's a big Assassin's Creed fan, and I mean we both love Black Flag, but that is the one thing we said is that this does not feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It feels like a pirate game and somebody's wearing an Assassin's Creed uniform.
Well, even the story, it says like we're doing this in part for tourism, which is kind of weird, and but it also seemingly viable.
So with Unity, I mean, like Paris is just like a better parkour environment than a fucking.
Well, it's also gorgeous. It helps that Unity is fucking stunning.
It is. It's a damn good-looking game. The 900p is not a huge deal.
Well, and I'll say this: you are playing the version of the game that has been massively patched.
I'm very much aware of that, yeah. But like, I mean, so the thing about it, like now that it's patched, and you could just talk about is the game good or not. I like the way that Unity did the up or down parkour system, where like you hold circle to go down or hold X to go up. That's pretty big. So like the level design of Black Flag just doesn't feel parkour-y. Like it just doesn't feel like an environment. It does not feel like a game that should have been Assassin's Creed. So like anytime it forces you to climb, it's just like why is he doing this? Just get on your fucking boat. Yeah. Just go be a pirate. And then like so
you have a ladder on the boat?
Exactly. Yeah, go climb up the crow's nest. But with Unity, it feels like an assassin. It feels like it embraces the Assassin's Creedness, and for what it is, it does it well.
Are you gonna pick up Syndicate
Next year? When it's $15.
When it's $20.
There's absolutely no good reason. Here's the thing: Call of Duty justifies its annualization by having the multiplayer, and you want to get in there while the servers are packed and everybody's talking about it. And, you know, there's a community aspect about it. With a single-player game like Assassin's Creed, there's no reason to be on the yearly beat. You can be a year behind, and there's like no penalty for it. You're not missing out on any kind of multiplayer experience.
Well, if anything, it's better because you get the patch.
Yeah, you get the patches. You pay fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially since so many games these days are notoriously fucking broken when they release.
Yo, Syndicate is gonna be a shit show.
You know, there was a playtester on Twitter who said, you know, there is an absolutely broken fucking game coming out in a few weeks, and I wonder if he was talking about Syndicate.
I saw another unconfirmed report from some Ubisoft tester that said that it's engine problems. Like there's like nothing that they can do to make it not fucked, because it's
which is weird because I keep reading that the PS4 and Xbox One are far easier to develop for than the previous iterations.
I believe that. Maybe they just fucked up the engine, like to the point where like, oh shit, now we can't fix it, and it's too late to just build a new engine, obviously. So
I just got a tweet from ZHuge. He says, Assassin's Creed sucks. Boo.
Fair opinion.
I don't hate it. And I played a little bit more of Watch Dogs. I don't know what the fuck was going on with me.
Why are you playing that?
Seriously. Okay, it was a rough week waiting for Uncharted, let me tell you.
Yeah, no shit, it sounds like it.
Those fucking Friday releases, man. It was so hard to wait for Uncharted, I started playing Ubisoft games. So anyway, Watch Dogs. Now So here's the thing. I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Unity, and it actually kind of raised my opinion of Assassin's Creed just like a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't absolute shit. Like, maybe there's a little bit of something here. But no, I went back to Watch Dogs, and I started playing through Watch Dogs again. Absolute fucking garbage game. There is nothing good about it.
If I had known that, dude, I would have sent you a game.
Tell me about it.
Dude, friends don't let friends play Watch Dogs. What the fuck?
Well, the only reason I booted Watch Dogs back up was because I was kind of almost enjoying Assassin's Creed. So I was like, okay, if I can almost kind of enjoy Assassin's Creed, maybe my mind is in the right place for Watch Dogs. No, the game is just fucking, it's got nothing.
Watch Dogs is everything to me that is wrong with games right now.
It's everything that's wrong with Ubisoft. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that too. I mean, from the generic open world to the I got to revenge my family. You know, the computer hacker with the weird, deep, gravelly voice. And by the way, I didn't realize that computer hackers dress like fucking luchador revolutionaries.
Man, everything about that game is just. The driving is so bad. I can't. The cars handle. Cars handle like shit. I can't even get over how bad it feels to drive in Watch Dogs. And that's what you do in the game.
The other thing about Watch Dogs is this. At first, the mechanic to where you hack people's phones is really cool. You know, at first it's like, oh,
very, very cool. You're stealing songs from them for your radio, stuff like that. That's cool.
But I mean, But at the end of the day, I mean, all you can really do is take money out of certain people's bank accounts.
Exactly. After you've stolen a couple songs and hacked a couple tens of thousands of dollars from people's bank accounts, you're like, yep, well, that's it.
Do you know what the best?
Why did I waste the upgrade points on the tree?
So here's the best part about Watch Dogs to me, and it has nothing to do with actually playing the game. One of my least favorite people in the world, Glenn Beck. I fucking can't stand Glenn Beck. He got on television.
I used to love when Jon Stewart would just rip Glenn Beck a new one every show. It was great.
Dude, Glenn Beck, like I tend to vote Republican, and Glenn Beck scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, Glenn Beck is like. Oh, anyway, we're enough talking about Glenn Beck.
Yeah, but no. But here's why I bring up Glenn Beck is because he did a segment on Watch Dogs, and he said his problem with the game is he said we are teaching our kids to hack people's iPads and iPhones with the touch of a button, and we're bringing this into our homes. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, Watch Dogs does glorify that kind of shit.
No. I get that.
Not in like a Glenn Beck or is it ruining our children kind of way.
No. But what I'm saying is Glenn Beck was under the impression that Watch Dogs was teaching kids how to hack iPhones with your iPhone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
And
okay.
That to me just was pure comedy fucking gold.
Everything Glenn Beck is pure comedy gold.
But I remember I saw you on my PlayStation's friend list, and I saw you playing Watch Dogs, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could even take it.
I played Watch Dogs for 2 hours, and I fell asleep, and I never played it again.
So I'll go back to Assassin's Creed. Black Flag is just not doing it for me.
Are you guys going to pick up?
I want to go back and play Unity way more than Black Flag.
I'm not lying, man. That really surprises me.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it surprises many people because Black Flag, people say it's the best one since 2, and Unity has such a reputation. But it's so hard to decipher how much of Unity's reputation is pure because of how good of an Assassin's Creed game, or just purely because of how much of a shit show it was on the technical side.
Okay, all right. So here's the deal. I played Unity on launch day. Well, my wife is a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and we went to the midnight release. She wanted to go, and I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll go." We lost Gabe.
Oh. One less listener.
Woof.
Gabe, we lost you.
He may come back. Google's being weird.
Okay. But at any rate.
You saying Gabe like that just reminded me of Siphon Filter.
Yeah, I know, dude. I was just thinking the same fucking thing.
Goddamn Gabe Logan.
I was just thinking the same thing. But where was it? Okay, so anyway.
Assassin's Creed Midnight Launch.
Unity.
We got Assassin's Creed Unity on the midnight launch, and yeah, it was bugged. I mean, there were some bugs, but I mean, there was nothing. A lot of that shit was getting overblown. I mean, there were.
Well, even after the patches, the game still runs at like fucking 25 FPS.
Sure. There he is.
He's back.
So, it runs at 900, even after all the patches. It runs at 900p, and the frame rate is garbage. Still.
Yeah. Why are we still talking about Assassin's Creed?
Are you guys going to...
finish your story?
I'm going to ask a question. Maybe it'll give you a reason to get off of it. Are you going to buy Xbox One to play Halo?
No.
I would if I could afford it right now. I absolutely would.
I would wait for the reviews on Halo first, even if I was considering it.
I mean, Halo. I mean, I'm a big Halo guy, and everything I've seen, from everything I've seen, the game looks great. For me, it's just a matter of not even so much money; it's just time. Like I've got a PS4, I've got a PlayStation Vita, I've got a 3DS. I now have a PC that runs games just fine. I was playing, by the way, a little off topic, Darkest Dungeon on Steam.
Yeah, Darkest Dungeon is amazing.
Outstanding. It's my new addiction.
It's fucking great.
Fucking great game.
Although I haven't played it since they updated a lot of stuff. I mean, I played it like 4 or 5 months ago, and since it's in early access, it's a game that's changing like every couple weeks.
Sure, but one of my new favorite RPGs.
There's a lot to it.
Phenomenal fucking game. I love the Lovecraftian overtones to it.
Big time. The art style in that game is just one of the best that I've seen.
It is. It really, really is.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Bloodborne in a way.
Yeah, sure.
But so like I was saying, I've just got too much going on. You know, like I'm a big gamer. I play anywhere from like 35 to 40 hours a week. And I can do that because my wife's a gamer too. So we're both nerdy. But I don't have time to throw another console in there. You know, at the end of the day, I could probably afford it, but I just don't have the time. Brandon, what about you?
I've never been a Halo guy, so no.
I'm gonna skip it
It's
as well.
not even a consideration, just because I've
Yeah.
never heard about Halo.
Now, Gabe, you've got an Xbox One, right?
Yeah, I do.
Are you picking up Halo? It's probably a stupid question, but
I probably will, but not day one.
really, it's not gonna be a launch title for you.
No, I mean Halo's a good game. It's just not the kind of game I'm excited to just go out and buy it the day it's released. You know.
Did you like
know?
Halo 4? Did you like Halo 4, Gabe?
Halo 4, gameplay-wise, yes. Now, the story was just confusing. You know, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. So I
That's
don't know. I'm
every
just
Halo
not
game.
that excited for Halo 5 because you know.
Well, you know, okay, so here's the thing about, you know, Brandon brings up Halo 4. That was one of the most anticlimactic endings ever.
No way it's worse than the Order 1886.
Don't.
Nothing's
We
worse
always
than
bring up the order.
Why would we bring it up the order? What did
Because
you
it's fucking relevant whenever we're talking about how shit
It's
something
always-
I played
always
the
the
order, I
worst.
bought the order and I played it and I finished it just because I spent money on it. That's the only reason
Fuck.
I finished it.
Oh, that makes me so mad.
I know. Apparently, but I'll tell you what though, you just reminded me of something. Speaking of Sony first-party exclusives, a sequel to Until Dawn has been hinted at.
Yeah, very cool.
Very, very fucking cool.
It's not gonna be Until Dawn 2, and it's obviously not gonna continue the story. There's no way. I mean, people say like, "Oh, I hope they don't continue the story." Like, how would they do that?
How could you possibly continue
They
that?
would have to canonize characters who live and die from the
Yeah,
first.
and they're not gonna. Well,
They're
I don't
never
know.
gonna do that.
Dude,
No,
they canonized Infamous.
Yeah, but okay, still like that's a different thing because this is like purely like a narrative-focused game.
Yeah, that's true.
So much on choice. More like Infamous, the choice just still kind of felt like an afterthought.
But I mean, that really makes me happy because that tells me that Until Dawn sold exceptionally well.
Yeah, big time.
And in fact, I think Shuhei Yoshida mentioned that Sony was actually surprised. At the reception for the
Everyone
game.
was surprised. I haven't seen everyone I've seen. GameStop said they were surprised. Supermassive said they were surprised. Sony said they were surprised. So
I heard stories about GameStop's running out of copies.
yeah, well, I pre-ordered Until Dawn, and when I went to go pick it up the first day, they said that they were already sold out of all copies that weren't pre-ordered.
That really makes me feel good.
I picked it up at like noon. So
That game deserves it too. It was awesome.
Within a couple hours of them being open, they sold out of all of their regular stock.
I could see they could do a sequel if they focused on. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but the second half of the game and the Curse of the Island.
Well,
Possible. I mean,
If it comes from the same writer, absolutely, because
Sure.
the writer has a super big fascination with all that stuff that happens at the end of the game.
He does, and I'd like to know how they fucking got those facial animations mapped because holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I haven't seen the only thing I've seen that even comes close is L.A. Noire, and that's nowhere close to where Until Dawn is in regards to just the animation of a character's facial expressions is just nuts.
It's a game where you can just press start and just watch the faces on the menu.
Yeah, no, dude, I would spend like several minutes just moving the face around in the menu.
Just making their eyes do weird things.
Yeah, I'm just like holy. And then plus I also watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so it's really weird to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and see his character in the show and go, wow, that's just jarring.
Who's that? Rami Malek or whatever his name is.
Whatever. Yeah, the guy who plays I can't remember his name, but the jock. Josh.
Oh, the jock, Mike.
No, it wasn't Josh.
Wasn't
Mike.
Mike the jock? Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
Oh, okay, sure. I know that guy.
Yeah, it was really weird to see him on there. I was like, This is so jarring. I was playing it. My wife came down, and it was actually paused, and his face is on there, and she goes, "Holy shit! Is that Agent Ward?" I was like,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking.
They did a great job bringing the real life actors over.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy that is probably getting a sequel. I keep hearing rumors that The Order's going to get a sequel, but it's not going to be Santa Monica that does it.
You mean Ready at Dawn?
Or Ready at Dawn. Sorry, that's what I meant. It won't be Ready at Dawn that does it.
I'm pretty sure Ready at Dawn owns the IP.
Do they own the IP though?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Hold on, I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they do.
So
I have been hearing
So
rumblings
if they
on Twitter.
so Ready at Dawn still has the option to do a sequel if they can get somebody else to fund it, because it won't sure as fuck won't be Sony.
So let's see here. No, dude, they don't own the IP.
No.
Okay, so Sony owns the Order IP.
Yep.
Yeah, that IP is dead as fuck.
I don't know, man. I mean, they could give it to Sony Bend. I saw a few people talking about that.
There's not a chance. That IP is dead as fuck.
You think so? We'll see.
Dead as fuck. Where it belongs.
What else happened this week? Anything else happened, guys? Gabe, you got anything?
Not really.
I can't believe Rock Band.
Yeah, that does sound
Still
super.
thinking about Rock Band.
It's just a
Jeez.
platform for all your DLC that you bought fucking 5 years ago.
It sounds like
That's
Rock
what
Band
these
is
games
the
are
platform
now.
for all of Steve's hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
hey, you might hear me bitching similarly about Guitar Hero in a couple weeks here.
I'm really,
I
really
hope
interested
not.
to hear your thoughts.
I'm buying Guitar Hero day one.
Very, very interested to see what you think about that.
I may pick up an Alienware Steam machine.
What's that?
Steam machine, the
How much you
Alienware.
pay for that? Like 1,500?
No, dude, I paid like $400 for it.
Whoa, shit!
Well, I'm not.
Fun.
No, I'm talking about the little console that Steam's making.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one I have is a Steam machine, but yeah, no,
Oh,
the
is
Steam machine comes out November something or other.
Yeah, this is I think November 10th.
It might be the 10th. That sounds
I've already-
right.
what kind of GPU is in a little $400?
I've clicked past it. This one, the lowest one is 450, so I'm not sure. But it does say that you can get anywhere between 500 gig and 1 terabyte. But it pretty much just maxes out at 1 terabyte, which I feel like you're gonna run out of space really quickly.
I've been rocking a 500 gigabyte. I'm just good about deleting stuff.
Yeah,
So
I hate
I've
having
got
to do it.
so Brandon, just to satiate your curiosity, what I've got in this thing is an Intel Core i3 running at 2.9 gigahertz,
What
and
about
I've got 4 gigs of RAM.
what about the GPU
Probably
Probably a mobile phone. or a laptop?
Hold on, I gotta pull up the fucking.
It's probably a laptop GPU. Like a 960-ish something.
The
The
controller.
only thing I see, again, I'm not a fucking. I've never been a computer guy till recently.
Is it? It's an NVIDIA, I would assume.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
actually it
mostly
is.
use it. Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. It's cool. I like this thing. I just love Steam. Steam has opened up a whole new world to me.
So you have to check out Crypt of the Necrodancer.
I've heard about that. I saw that on your Twitter feed too.
I do. I love that game a lot.
Steve has been trying to sell me on Undertale.
Yep, you need to check out Undertale and Crypt of the Necrodancer.
You know what I'm intrigued to play, and I think we could find a reason to? NES Nostalgia, which is like a old school NES style RPG that's an MMO, or I guess just multiplayer. I'm not sure how many people it lets play.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that kind of looks interesting. Some of the games that are kind of funny, there's this game, The Novelist. And to play The Novelist, it's a casual game. You have to balance...
I've heard of that.
Have you?
I've heard of that.
You have to play as a writer, and you have to find time to finish your book. But you have a family, so you have to go back and like spend time with your kid and like
That's
build
great.
his wagon and like go talk to his wife. You know, you have to try and keep
Overcome
the marriage
it.
going. And so you're gonna ignore your family to go down in the basement and build a relationship with this virtual family.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So yeah, well here we are.
That's what we're all. At least that's what me and Steve are doing. We're ignoring our families right now. We're hanging out with our virtual family.
If you guys could have one dream game announcement tomorrow from any company, any game, name it.
Oh God! What?
Off the top of your head, don't even think about it. What's your dream?
Rock Band 5.
Half-Life 3.
What was that game?
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3. Yeah, that's a fair one. For me, it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, that's
Good
a
call.
one.
Let's say Red Dead whatever 3.
Portal 3.
Yeah, in VR.
Yeah.
Got to be Portal 3 for me.
Portal 3 in VR, dude. Blowing my mind just picturing it in my head.
God, oh man, I can't even. Oh,
Motion sickness like a motherfucker.
dude, it'll be the best motion. Oh, dude, just give me Portal 3. If anybody's listening, please give me Portal 3. That's all I need. The real bitch of it is I don't think we're gonna get it, but
Again, I feel like that could be something that Valve will pull out of their ass for VR.
Yeah, but without giving away the ending of the game for people who haven't played it, like I don't know how you can. I don't know how you continue that story.
They don't have a story. They just do more Portal levels in VR.
I just want more, dude. I almost picked up Lego Dimensions just to play the Portal 2 pack. That's how much I love Portal.
All right, it's a good game to like.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I guarantee you we'll get Red Dead Redemption 2 announced next year. Guarantee it.
I feel like it's probably been in development.
It's probably almost done, to be fucking honest with you.
Yeah, like I feel like after GTA 5 wrapped up, they just started moving people over to that.
That would not surprise me in the least.
Like it was probably in pre-production since Red Dead wrapped up, and then once GTA 5 was done, they put it in full production.
The only thing I could possibly want as much as Portal 3 is the next Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah, that's 5 years away.
Oh yeah. We'll be playing. I'll be sitting down to play that in 2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what that'll be called?
No. What? No. What?
No, I'm just curious. Because they
Oh,
always.
the Elder. Shit, dude. I have no fucking idea. I
They
mean,
always
it'll have to be a
have
land they haven't done, like I don't know, the Black Marshes or
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Because I mean, it was pretty obvious that 5 was going to be Skyrim. Like before, once they named Oblivion, they're like, okay, the next one's probably going to be Skyrim.
It'll probably be. What's that land that the Redguard are from?
Yo, I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan, so I don't even know. But
It's a big desert land. I can't remember the fucking name, but I'm willing to bet that's where it'll be.
From Morrowind?
No, not Morrowind. God, I can't remember the name. But there's a big stretch of desert where the Redguard are from. That's where it'll be.
In which game? The very first Elder Scrolls game?
No. Here, hold on, I can pull it up.
Arena or whatever it's called.
Was it Arena? Dude, that's old school.
I do have an alibi for my make-believe game, since we can imagine one. A remake of Final Fantasy VI.
Oh man, dude, I don't know if I want that.
It's on iOS. I'm waiting your download right now.
remake. In the same style as whatever they're going to do 7 in.
Unreal Engine 4.
Let's put it in VR if we're talking.
Final Fantasy VI VR. No, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
I think I'm good.
I'm not gonna lie. The way Square Enix has handled their IPs recently, I'm not even as excited about Final Fantasy VII as I should be.
I would watch a tech demo in VR of Sabin suplexing a train, like just if they just render that in VR in 3D with good graphics, like I'd watch that as a tech demo.
You have to wonder how that would work with today's updated graphics.
It would be fucking retarded looking.
Suplexing a fucking train.
It would be, yeah. It would be dumb looking. It wouldn't.
Yeah, and that's why it won't happen, because there's really no way that you can make that right. All right, guys. Well, I want to point out before we wrap it up here that on the 24th of October we have a special guest joining us. We just call him Z Huge because it's much more fun to pronounce his name that way.
Z Huge.
But Z Huge EX will be here on October 24th after the NPD. To talk about sales, the sales numbers for September, and talk about some sales predictions coming up into the holiday season, because this is going to be big. Both consoles are going to sell quite a bit. We've got some big releases coming up, and he's also a guest writer for Gear Nuke, gearnuke.com. Very knowledgeable guy, very cool guy, and we're looking forward to having him on the podcast.
He got his ass banned from GAF for some shit.
Is he banned again?
Again? I don't even. Yeah, I didn't even know he was banned the first time. Whatever.
He was banned for he was banned because he got pissed off at somebody, and to be honest with you, the guy was being a huge dick, so I don't blame him for getting pissed. But as far as I know, he's not banned now. So.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, he is.
Is he? Is he really?
He's banned.
Well, he's listening right now, so.
It's fucking NeoGAF. You get banned for anything.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've got my own issue, but I don't want to say anything just in case, because I don't know if they'll ban me for something I say outside of the.
I've got banned 3 times.
Have you really? What'd you get banned for?
One was thread whining for some stupid shit that totally deserved to be thread whined about. The second one was, I was bitching about Bayonetta 2 being a Wii U exclusive. I deserved that one. And then I ended up still buying a Wii U to get Bayonetta 2 anyway.
Of course you did.
And then I got banned for Dragon Age Inquisition Digital Foundry thread for just saying that the thread was a bunch of console war bullshit, which it was.
Which it is. I mean, dude, that's always
the Digital Foundry thread. Yeah.
You got banned for calling out the truth.
I just shouldn't have said anything at all.
Well,
Speaking of,
what?
I was going to say we weren't going to say anything at all. We're going to end the show.
We are going to end the show. But yeah, look forward to Z Huge coming on. Smart guy, cool guy. And if nobody has anything else, we'll go ahead and call it a wrap. This has been episode 6 of the Super Deformed Gamescast. As always, we enjoyed everybody who took the time to listen. We don't always agree, it's not always poetry, but we always keep it real. And we will be back here this Saturday. And happy birthday, Brian.
See you next time, Brian.
Happy
You're still
birthday.
fired.
Feliz cumpleaños. My
See you later,
Spanish is
guys.
immaculate.